Hello my fellow YouTubers, it is Thursday, July 18th, 12:20 p.m. Denver time. Relatively nice houses and of course way overpriced, a neighborhood most of us wouldn't want to live in anyway. But I'm going to ramble on as I drive here. Friday after work at roughly 7:30 p.m. my boss told me I had to come back for a job here outside of Denver starting yesterday, Wednesday. So between Friday evening and Saturday morning I packed up. I got back to Denver about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. There's an expensive thing for sale. But anyway, so I got back here, took the rest of that time off. Between Monday and Tuesday I brought all my crap out here and staged all my equipment up here along the double yellow on this road here. And then Wednesday morning, I came out at 4 o'clock and set all this up and got my first lane shift closed up. But listening to the Marfster show earlier today, and as it is when people call in about what's going on with the weather and the geoengineering, of course, on the Marfster show, you can't say chemtrails. You got to do his stupid speaking in tongues, lies, horse crap that everybody else can say, but he can't. But anyway, the floods, the droughts, the volcanoes, the hurricanes, the mass animal die-offs still going on around the planet that the news won't talk about. Anyway, I'm going to send you back to endtimesprophecy.org. Great website on keeping an up-to-date list on all the animal die-offs around the planet. But, you know, people got to face the facts. You know, it's in the news now. It's on YouTube. The food shortages, you know, because of all the crop loss, and that's not just here in the U.S. You know, we all know the crops are being lost around the planet due to the weird weather. Okay, and then you take into account the earthquakes and the volcanoes and the way the oceans are acting, the dead zones that are larger and larger. And no, those dead zones down off the coast are not just from the fertilizers and the pesticides they use. It's from everything else that's frickin' washing down there. Everything, the oil and the gas from the tanks underground from people's cars, going through the sewage system and sucking everything out. And yes, I get flaggers so I can spend as much time in my truck as I can, because between it being so freaking hot and that's a sunburn in your skin, it can be 70, 65, 70 degrees outside, your skin feels like it's on fire. And we've been running 95 to 99 here in Denver. We're supposed to hit 100 for a couple days. But yeah, 53, I still set everything up all by myself. Had 6 weeks left at the airport. I hate having to leave there because I like sitting on my truck even doing more nothing. And I was making $300 a week tax-free out of the per diem pay, so I'm losing $1,800 coming back here early. But between this street and one other one we got to do, it's going to take, it's supposed to be 80 days, so possibly not. So I'm only looking at extending my summer work season by another 2 weeks, and if I was staying at the airport before I can get out of state and go on my as long as possible, and I'm talking many months, winter camping trip. But you know, it's just sad what's going on around the planet, and of course they're never ever going to talk about it. It's a shame when it's especially the Marfster, when people on the show bring that kind of stuff up, he doesn't want to talk about it. And what's funny about that, Morris? Well, I'm not going to talk about what I don't know about. Then shit, dude, you shouldn't even have a frickin' show because you don't know, you know, your ass from the hole in the ground. But it's sad with what's going on, and people so much need to pay attention. You know, forget that, even that Ebola crap, forget that crap. What are they saying now? There's maybe 2,100 deaths. Even if it's double or triple that, take that up to 6,000, it's still just confined to one country. And it does not matter one frickin' lick that the WHO declared an emergency, because it doesn't mean squat. That is not anywhere near an epidemic or a pandemic. You know, they find that the only reason the WHO conceded and did that is because they got pressure to do so. You know, and it just a crying shame that all these people want to make fear-mongering videos off of it, so they could just so they could put out videos. And that's one of the things that's a shame about Florida Mackey. He does a good job when he sticks to the facts about things, and then he has to go get into all this imaginary crap like all these other channels do. You know, it's anything just to keep people coming back, like with all these other, you know, bullshit truthers that are just got to suck into people so they can get as many views as possible and as many subs as possible, thus as many sales. I mean, look at, what's his face? Oh, John X. Army. You know, now he's back. Now he's Mr. Higher Consciousness, and he's got his pyramid on his desk behind him again, like the pyramid he had the whole time. You know, it's not about hate. It's about what you do. You just screwed over your Christian base, because all these alleged Christian truthers are nothing. Look at Marster. He said he said a couple times he's not going to say nothing bad about John. Well, you're supposed to be such a dedicated Christian, then why aren't you saying anything negative about John just shafting the whole Christian population on the whole planet? He just shafted God, didn't he? And then, oh, that's another thing from off of Marv's show. He had some lady caller, and she makes crystal pyramids with crystals or some crap. He's promoting her. Then he says he likes them, and he puts it out to his people during his live show. You know, what do you think would be okay if I got one? And they're all supposed to be a mass crowd of Christians. And, oh, it'll be okay, Marfster, go ahead and get them. It's all bullshit. The people, these non-Christian truthers professing themselves to be Christians, and they're not. And the lying just at face value professed Christians that want to jump out there and, oh, the God's blessing you. Oh, give me a frickin' break. So, you know, Mark's going to profess to be a Christian, want to talk about getting the pyramids, and then a couple callers later, and I feel sorry for the lady's dad that's dying. Oh, well, let's pray for him. Well, are you going to pray to God? Or are you going to pray to the pyramid? But anyway, you know, the worst thing is right now we're in trouble, and it's going to get worse for food people. Get your food, whatever you can, buy that can of corn that now probably is going to cost another 25% more. Well, and yeah, well, you got just remember, all the shit rolls downhill, all the shit rolls uphill. The animals need to feed. We excuse me. We need to feed, and we need the animals. I mean, it's a vicious cycle. And with the crops that have died lately, and the animals, oh, excuse me, and the farm animals, it takes time for, you know, livestock to regrow, you know, for the birth cycles and life cycles to get to breeding age. And then you got to figure all the years it takes for all the crops to regrow up. They can't use that land, because there's no telling what all this stuff's gonna, all this farming land and ranch land, excuse me, is gonna look like come next summer if all this crap keeps up. Look at this little buggy coming up the road here. Dude, wife, and a kid. Okay, well, and until next time, you know, just be ready and just keep watching these fools for entertainment. And I'm off. Bye.